So hey guys, this is Darren with Rogue Studios, and boy do I have something special for you. So I got my care package from Boom Arms. Boom Arms actually includes this thing now, which is actually quite nice. It's just like a little cloth bag. I thought that was pretty cute. Anyways, so right here, I picked up the brand new Nova FI Style Glock 34 slide in the titanium black color, which comes with a black barrel. They also have a titanium gray version that comes with a silver barrel. I obviously prefer the black one because it looks very stealthy. Very, very stealthy looking, which I am a big fan of. So it's hard for you guys to see on camera, but the color of this is not exactly black. It's more of a gray color. Like that is black. This is a gunmetal gray. That's what I would call it. And you can also tell because the RMR cover plate is black color. You can tell that there's a bit of a two-tone effect going on over here, which is pretty nice. You guys actually won't believe how sexy this thing actually looks in real life. It's really, really cool looking. Like all the FI slides are super, super nice looking. Especially the Glock 34s. The Glock 34s just look super cool. I can't believe I finally own one. It's because if you guys follow all these Glock build stuff, there's a company that released one of these kits that was like 500 USD or above or something like that. It was super, super expensive. So there's a much cheaper option available to you guys. And here's the interesting part. So Nova in the past, apparently they released RMR slides where they came up with blow-by housing units. I did not know that. This is the first time, my first experience with Nova with their blow-by housing unit, with their, like the one from their TTI. Apparently it came with one. I'm not entirely sure. It's because I didn't buy one. But apparently it did come with one, and this is their solution. So with Nova's solution, it's basically a regular Glock 17 RMR blow-by housing unit. This is meant to go on a 17, not an 18. It's meant to go on a 17. You can tell because the structure is for 17. And right over here, it uses a grub screw to secure the piston to prevent it from rotating. They give you a piston, which is very rubbery. It's not like the smooth piston that comes with the Tokyo Marui Glock 18. It's okay, not a big deal. This is a Glock 18 piston, by the way. If you guys are not familiar with RMR Glocks, I did make some videos in the past on what all this stuff is, so you guys can check that video out. I'm not going to explain all of it here. Surprisingly also, the kit will also give you a nozzle with all the internals for the nozzle, which you have to assemble yourself. They give you the screw, they give you the rocket valve locker, rocket valve spring, and the rocket valve. Basically, Basically everything inside. Did I just scratch it? No, I did not. They basically give you everything inside over here, which I installed and I tested it and it works. The rocket valve inside does not get stuck with the screw. And if you look very closely, that's the depth of my screw that I screwed it into. It's a little bit in there. And it does not interfere with the rocket valve movement. So I'm going to see if I can catch that on camera. So, like you can clearly tell that there's a bit of spring tension on my screwdriver when I move it. So clearly it's working. So this is pretty good. Air seal is a little bit tight. Right, it doesn't drop. At least not very easily. So I think this seal is a little bit too tight, but not a big deal. Because if you want to change it, just buy another one. No, not a big deal. And it comes with the screw, extractor, outer barrel, which I showed you already. Very normal. So let me see, what structure does this support? Now, because this outer barrel is black, I can't actually see very well. It looks like it's for 17. I might be wrong about that, but it looks like it's 417. So I might have to modify this barrel to accept a 34. If you want to use a longer inner barrel, sometimes, not every single time, sometimes you might have to modify your outer barrel to make it work a little bit better. I don't know if you need to modify it yet. I don't know. I don't have a spare 34 inner barrel right now. But that's not a big deal, because you can always just do that yourself. Sometimes they will already run with longer inner barrels. Anyways, let's go through the last interesting part before I end the video, because this is just an unboxing, not an unboxing, just a showing off video. So I don't really want to make this video too long for you guys. So this sight structure is exactly the same as like the 17L and stuff like that. So it just slides off. Now here's the disappointing thing. If you guys want to use this slide with an RMR, you probably won't be able to with airsoft RMRs, is because there's a structure over here. See that structure right over there? Right, that thing that I'm pointing at? That will get in the way of your RMR probably, so that probably won't fit. Also, when you build RMR Glocks, you generally need a suppressor height sight. This will clearly get in the way of the RMR area. Not a big deal. And the reason why I say this is not a big deal is because this is the general style of this build. You probably want to do it with the sight anyways, like build it with the sight, so it's not a big deal. And if you buy an RMR, the cost of this stuff starts to get really expensive. So to keep it budget friendly, just build it like this. It's because it really looks really good. Like the black parts with the grayish slide, like that works very well already. So I suggest you keep it that way. That's actually how I'm going to build it. So the only things I need to buy is the Glock itself, the nozzle, just transfer a nozzle spring, and the nozzle spring detent. Very, very easy to do. Now, before I end the video also, we're going to quickly talk about fitment. I don't have a Glock without modified chassis. So this chassis is a little bit old. It has been a little bit worn out. That's the reason why it's silver. It has been a little bit worn. There used to be a PGC slide on this. Now there is a Ready Fighter slide on it. Now here is the really, really cool part that will make you guys super, super happy. Watch very closely. So the installation of these slides is a little bit funny because it's like this. You have to go in at an angle and slip it on or something like that. There we go. Now, the side-to-side play may be a little bit more than usual on my Glock. Since my Glock is currently in use. Since my Glock has been worn a little bit, it might look a little bit looser on mine. Notice how that's not as loose as the old Nova. So clearly, they're probably using the dimensions from the TTI. The TTI slides, the dimensions of that was really, really good. I think this is exactly the same as that. So that's not very much. Now here's the most impressive part. Watch very closely. I'm going to move it up and down now. Notice how there's not much up and down movement. There's basically none. So that means you can do an IPSC mod. Right off the bat, you can do an IPSC mod. So that's fantastic news for any builders who actually want to use your build. You can probably use it and smooth it out very, very well, have it work very reliably, so on and so forth, right? So let me see if my chassis is right about there. So it's actually not too far off the width of the chassis either. So that's good. So that's the back. Now let's look at the front. Now, because the Glock 34 has this area over here, it's very hard for you guys to actually see the play. So I'm going to move the slide further back. Okay, so there is more play at the front. My chassis, again, is a little bit worn, so it might be a little bit more wobbly on mine than usual. But right off the bat, when I look at it on the top over here, I can see play. So that's not too big of a deal either, is because historically most slides are like that anyways, so not a big deal. Again, keep in mind that we now have the option to buy a FI Glock 34 kit that's way below the super expensive version. The super expensive version made by a company in Taiwan is like, holy god, expensive. So I'd rather buy Nova than buy that super expensive version. Thank God I waited. Thank God. So, anyways, that's it for the video, guys. Sorry for the long video, but I will do a build soon. I have lots of builds to do. It's because I still have my SAI utility that I still have not built yet. So I got lots of catching up to do. But so far so good. As an extra side note, notice how the screws are flush inside. They are flush. You can see flush and flush. Anyways, that's it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. And catch you guys next time. Peace.